Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Malibu Pacific Church podcast here at Malibu Pacific Church. Hey, if you haven't listened to this past week's Sunday sermon yet, please press pause now and go listen to it so that this podcast makes a little more sense. But again, we're not going to tell you how to live your life. So you are here listening to the podcast with me, Joel, and we got
Andy. Hey, everybody.
It's Andy,
Hey,
special guest today.
I know. I'm here every week.
Every week, though. Every time you preach,
Every week
Andy,
is a special guest.
There we go.
Guest.
He's our special guest.
Every week.
So there we go. Unless you're not there's a couple Sundays coming
That's
up.
right. Summer coming up. Get
which
ready
is
for
wild.
it. Amy's speaking.
Yeah.
Terrell is speaking.
Yeah.
Darren will be speaking. So we got a little rotation going on here.
Absolutely. And youth pastor Stuart.
Ooh, Stuart is speaking. We got four. Whoa,
look
totally
at
forgot.
that.
Yeah.
So, well, that's classic youth pastor. Forget about it. No, I'm totally
There we
kidding.
go.
All right. It's okay.
You
We
know
make
all
those
about
jokes.
that.
I do. I was a youth pastor for many, many years. I understand. Hey, so we finished up 9 weeks. It happened.
Can you believe it?
All 9 weeks, 2 whole months, August and September of 2025,
Sick
y'all.
and tired of being happy.
Gosh, I know.
Can I go back to my old self?
I laughed pretty hard when you were talking about, well, when I'm thinking about what I should preach, and you said this in front of everybody, and you were like, well, I just thought someday I woke up and I was grumpy. And so I thought maybe I should just find happy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because you could tell that some people were laughing like, oh, that's really funny. And then is
that how he came up with that?
Is this how church does it? You know, you make like certain like jokes like that. And
It was
are they
a
allowed to
problem
say
that we're going to solve in my own life.
There
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
all I was trying to say.
Hey,
Joel got it.
I laughed very hard and went, hey, I get that. I get that.
Yeah. Well, we are solving problems here,
Yes.
and life is challenging.
Yes, it
And
is.
that was a challenge I had that day. I wasn't happy.
Yep. So
So-
for 2 months, everybody. So we had to talk about that because Andy had one bad morning.
Why?
I was kidding. Oh man! All right, so we had 9 sessions of this, and following up, we had a couple of awesome interviews. 2 of which with Professor Charlie
Right.
from Pepperdine. He's working on his PhD right now, and working on his thesis on joy.
Joy. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
and-
use joy and happy interchangeably.
Yeah.
I got the word happy from, it's a literal translation from the Beatitudes.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed are, that literally translates happy are people who. So,
Yeah.
you know, Beatitude says happy. Charlie I think he's distinguishing joy and happy because joy is something we can have all the time, which is what he talked about.
Absolutely.
And it's not dependent on our circumstances. I'm using that same term, that we can be happy are those even in spite of circumstances, or there's a joy.
Absolutely.
So however way you want to say it.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments in the conversation, actually, and we have this on our social media. If you haven't followed us at Malibu Pacific Church on any of the social media platforms, please do so, because we have amazing little clips and nuggets and things like that coming out every single day to keep the conversation going. But one of my favorite little clips was talking about how even in with joy, you can still have sorrow. You can still have other feelings as well. And I think that's something that people need to hear. And it reminded me of an amazing Disney movie called Inside Out. I don't know.
Yes.
Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, and
back
so
a little bit, but
spoiler
yeah.
alert, but it's, you know, joy is in there and then sorrow, and turns out that the reason why Joy's hair is blue and she's not all completely yellow is because there has to be all these other emotions to experience the true level of joy. So he's ripping off Disney for his PhD is what we're told.
That's what we found out.
Yeah, so
But that was a really good point. Had to stop everybody to think about it. And for our podcast, one more time,
yeah.
that sorrow, difficulty, what do you say, depression, difficult times, what
Anxiety.
challenging
Yeah.
things actually is the road to joy or happiness. And what we as an American, it clicked for me, we as an American culture try to suppress, numb,
Yes.
make it easier. But actually, then what we are numbing, suppressing is the pathway to joy.
Yeah.
So I'm still been thinking about that. What do you mean? It's a pathway to joy. Well, we need that to wrestle over those things and go through that journey that leads to happiness. So, and just think about it. If we as an American culture, well, it makes sense now. We've had a problem. It's been a challenge of happiness or joy in society since 1990. So there's been a decline in happiness or joy. And what has happened? We have sped things up. We have made fast food faster. We have technology. So the ease of life has happened
Yeah.
and joy has gone down.
Yeah.
So there is a connection there between the two.
Yeah, why do you think that is? Is that now that there's more instant gratification and we feel
Alright,
like we
that's
can
good.
get more dopamine hits,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Is it just not hitting the need that we have, you know, with our own flesh, you know?
I think you hit it right there. We've become an addictive society. We're just looking for the dopamine hit.
Okay.
Thinking when I get the hit or I feel a buzz or I relieve the pain,
Yeah.
then I will be happy. And it doesn't relieve the unhappiness. So we really, the journey of struggling through something, climbing the hill, starting the business and succeeding brings the joy.
Yeah.
So the journey is part of the joy as well. Let's say starting a business, entrepreneurs. It's difficult, it's hard, 3 to 5 years. Many of the businesses, entrepreneur business startups don't make it. But boy, the joy that's on the other side of it
Yeah. I've been
is
thinking.
great, great joy. So that's the only way I can describe it right now. I'm still processing it myself, but it is part of the difficulty of going through the difficulty is a part of the journey towards joy or happiness.
Yeah. And I feel like it's good reminders and good roadblocks too. Because I mean, in
Yeah.
a lot of scripture, it shows a lot of the shortcomings of man and woman. And I think that if the Bible was just the fuzziness of it, it wouldn't have the depth, you know?
Now, the whole Bible's nothing but a book of difficulties, problems,
Exactly.
pain, and so forth.
Yeah.
So, but that's what Charlie said in reminder Philippians, that where Paul in prison can say, "Rejoice in the Lord always." Again, I repeat. Let's say it one more time, everybody. Rejoice always.
Yeah.
You can have joy and be rejoicing in the midst of difficulty.
Yeah.
My joy is not, my happiness is not dependent on my circumstances. It's transcendent is the word that Charlie used, and I thought that was good.
Yeah. As you were talking about businesses there and businesses failing, it just reminded me of like a road marker of most businesses. Entrepreneurs would usually hang up their first dollar bill that they get, you know, and they
Oh.
hold that as like have you seen that? It's
No.
like, this is the first dollar ever made. A lot of them would frame it and put it in like their business or put it in their office and
Oh,
things
that's
like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
As just as a reminder of where you came from.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I wonder
good.
what we can do as believers, as Christians, or people who are just, you know, journeying in this faith. What would be a good reminder, not a dollar bill, obviously, but something like that we could use in our own practical walk to remind us of the difficult journeys so that when we're in joy, we can go, hey, that's my first dollar, or that's a memory of my
Yeah.
how hard it got me
Yeah.
to get to this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be different for everybody, I think. On Good Friday service, we've given out nails as a reminder or nailed something on the cross or but maybe a nail could be a reminder of the difficulty. For me, it's a golf tee
Yeah.
and how hard this has been to learn how to play golf.
Yeah.
And I actually keep a golf tee as next to my bed, you know, on the nightstand there. Just the
reminder.
journey. It's just a reminder
Yeah.
that I'm not going to conquer it, but if I do, I'll quit playing. I'll find another sport I'm not very good at. It's just the journey.
Yeah.
And I'm not very good at it, but I'm enjoying the journey of learning. And I literally think this when I go and practice or go to the driving range and I hit a few bad balls. I'm thinking that's not the point of hitting a good golf ball or hitting it well. Right now I'm learning and doing and trying different things to learn how to hit it better. And that's actually joy
Yeah.
for me because it's taking my mind off stuff at the church or problems or whatever. It's a hobby. And so
Yeah.
it's something I enjoy, even though it is difficult
Yeah.
and I'm not good at it. So, but it's the journey. That's the joy.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, that's a pretty big journey we've been over for the last 2 months. And I want to ask you a question. If there's something you could have said within these 9 weeks that maybe you're like, oh, I wish I could have said this about joy, about happiness, or anything
Yeah.
like that. Is there anything that maybe sticks out into the front that you've been like, well, if I just had one more sermon for
I think
this,
we could do about 20 more.
There we
But,
go. There we go.
I think we could have maybe spent a little more time on control because when we release control, there's joy there.
yeah.
a lady came up to me after the service, successful woman, and she said, this was great in week 7, I don't remember what it was, when you talked about surrender. That actually hit home for me because my business was not succeeding. And then when I surrendered it to God, there was a joy. My business actually started succeeding. When I started she's a CEO of her company. When I started being less controlling the organization, the business succeeded. Awesome. That's one thing. I think we could have spent a little more time on control.
That's actually a whole sermon series in itself.
I think that could be a whole series.
Yeah.
And I purposefully let this one off. It's actually generosity, and we're going to spend the next 4 weeks on it. And so I didn't want to spend a week there on the happiness, because we're actually going to talk about it and be rich, about being generous with our time and service and talents.
For sure.
But happy people are generous people.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
Because they're releasing their control, or they're releasing their stuff, which our stuff can actually be stifling in our lives, and it can control our lives.
Yeah.
And then we're worried, well, you got to come this week. But when we're just always worried and consumed about consuming more, there's no happiness in that. But there is joy in giving. Absolutely. So we're going to practice that for the next 4 weeks.
Cool.
But I could have spent some time on generosity.
Yeah.
Well, happy people are generous people.
Absolutely. Well,
could have spent one more.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Well, this is from the author. I forgot his name now on happiness, but he says, "You want to feel good, do good," and I like that. And so we can also talk about just feel your way into happy.
Yeah.
By doing things that will make you happy. So that's the generosity. When we're generous, we start feeling better.
Yes.
We start feeling generous. It's enjoyable to be generous. When we start serving people, feel your way into happiness. In other words, like working out at the gym or working out.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it at first, but if you start doing it, when you're done, you're like, I'm so glad I did that. So the joy, happiness happens. It's a result. It's a byproduct of what you did. So anyway, we'll be talking about that, but I could spend a little more time on serving, giving, and then releasing control. So you know what? Maybe next year we'll do the happy series again in the fall.
There we go. We got 3 months of it.
Yeah. We'll make it into a 3-month series.
There we go. And then you only have to worry about,
But hopefully it's been helpful to people. I've heard a lot of great comments about it. And if you haven't listened to it, go back. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a great time to listen to the entire series. All 9 sessions are there. You can find it on our YouTube channel, or you can find it on our Malibu Pacific.church channel and listen to all 9 of those. You can also go back and send those sermons to somebody who needs to hear them. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to this podcast, as we'll be diving into our new series next week called Be Rich. And this is going to be a really, really fun month. It's actually, it's one of
my favorite time of the year.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, it's just celebration and wins and wins and wins. And the cool thing is that you get to be a part of that wave of generosity. And if you're listening to this right now, we've already had somebody, we're not going to say, well, how much or anything like that. We had somebody already give to this.
This is good. No.
This is incredible. So you're hearing what we heard even this morning. Can we share?
Yeah, say it.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So our goal is to try and raise about $12,000. That's going to pay for a whole year's rent for Dr. Terrell Sales. He and his wife and his family came to Malibu Pacific Church for many years. And on top of that, he started a church down in downtown LA. Kaya Church is where he grew up. And now he's doing a church plant there. And so the reason why for the $12,000 is because it covers their church rent for the entire year. That means that they don't have to worry about rent or any of that. It just frees them up to do ministry. He doesn't know this yet. They don't know this yet. But somebody already ready for this. They gave $1,000 to it.
There you go.
So 1 month is already ready to go.
We haven't even started.
We haven't even started yet, okay? Officially, all right? And 1/12 is already happening. So if you want to be a part of that wave of generosity, that's going to be the coolest thing this next month on how we can bless people in this community, around this community, and this different cities. Because every single week, I promise you want to be a part of this because you know how to get rich, but let's learn how to be rich.
Be rich. It's going to be good.
It's going to be really good.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. So with that said, thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast. We have a big podcast coming out next week talking about our first session of Be Rich. And on top of that, thank you again for listening to the podcast. And we'll see you next time here at Malibu Pacific Church. Bye, everybody.